Holyfield. He came up from the light heavyweight, cruiserweight division. He carried the speed with him and always has had that hand speed edge over his heavyweight opponents.
With the exception of Mike Tyson, who had equal hand speed, but Holyfield was able to figure out Mike Tyson, use that half step, get in the proper position, and then he kind of out-bullied the bully that night, and it frustrated Mike to the point where, well, in the second fight, he went to the ear-biting situation, which I'm sure for Mike was just total frustration.
Throughout all the years before that, Evander Holyfield was the only guy leading up to fighting Mike Tyson who had a plan to fight him even 5 years before it happened.
The big difference again was he wasn't intimidated by Mike, and Mike at that stage in his career was still intimidating everybody. That's all history. This is tonight. This is for a shot at perhaps the title. Very, very near future for the winner of tonight's fight. A better round for Savarese, but he didn't land any punches really to speak of. That's a Holyfield round.
It's a round to get his bearings together, and now he has to go into full gear.
If you stay with the good jab, you're backing him up with the good jab. That's how you're going to catch this guy. You're going to catch him going back, okay? Now, everything is good. In the fight, do not give this guy no kind of
jabs, and then you're kind of taking a step back. Let the right hand go and then step over. All right.
You got to pull the trigger on that right hand when he comes in.
Seems fairly calm and composed there, Dave.
Nice and loose.
As he's getting his wind back.
But and when he's only throwing one, he stopped throwing two jabs. He's only throwing one now, so we can counter him, okay? Right. Let's go, man.
All right, here we go. We're coming up to round number 6. The Colonel Bob Sheridan here with Dave Bontempo. That's Evander Holyfield coming up the stool to the left, down to the right of your screen. Big Lou Savarese to the left of your screen. And already, Dave, I said it once before, and I'm saying it again, and now you folks that are watching don't need to tell me this. This is a better fight than the heavyweight title fights that we've seen in recent history. This is a terrific fight.
Yeah, it really is. Good, fast pace set by Holyfield. Savarese taking some chances, enough in this fight to make it interesting. He's gambling at times with his right hand, trying to catch Holyfield. He's got his second win back for the moment, and this is the time for Lou Savarese to take a shot.
Well, he took the shot with the right hand that time and just clipped the chin of Evander. Evander again wants to work on the inside. Oh, nice uppercut by Lou, chopping right hand. That's the conditioning of Holyfield because it just gives him an adrenaline flow. And look at Savarese continually frustrated by the heads coming together. And now Jesse Reyes says, hey, just keep it clean in here, guys. A nice fight going on here. Evander scoring up a little bit that time. I almost thought he was going to fight as a southpaw, but he's back orthodox right now. Jabbing, jamming Evander. Watch the uppercut. Overhand right, misses by Lou Savarese. Lou's going to close the gap by throwing. His uppercut is successful. He needs to throw more of them.
And he's going to the body roll. He's taking chances more in this round. He's getting a sense of trying to turn the fight around, as he did in round 3. Round 4, he was nearly out. In round 5, he was getting the cobwebs out. So this is maybe the second time in the fight that Savarese will attempt to run, but Holyfield has had more runs.
This is the best round since the 3rd round for Lou Savarese, but he's got to make it definitive because there's a minute and 15 seconds to go in this round. He's got to continue. He's got to land some uppercuts. He's got to land the right hand. He's not throwing enough right hands. I love his uppercut. Evander's been able to gobble it up. Wow, with the left hand that time is Savarese. Evander back with the jab, up in his toes, bounces left, bounces right, goes downstairs. Lou gets tied up this time by Evander. Boy, Evander is so slick, David.
Yeah, he really is. And you know what the interesting thing of guys in their 40s, there is one element that comes into play. No matter what else they're doing right, the defensive reflexes are not as sharp. They're going to get hit with more shots. And that's more exciting for the fans watching because, you know, there are opportunities. Savarese has been outgunned, but he's had 2 or 3 opportunities in this fight. You look back to the second Leonard Hearns fight. They couldn't stop anything. It was a great fight. There are opportunities. Has to be with a guy in his 40s. You'll get a few more punching chances at him.
Hey, combined ages of 87. They're fighting like guys with combined ages of 42.
We're seeing a lot of heart from these guys. We're seeing a lot of dipping, bobbing, weaving. And you know what? You're going to be just a little slow stopping some punches, which is natural, and that's also bringing it better for the fans.
Nice jab again by Evander. Has he done enough to win this round? And oh man, he clips him again. That's a very, very close round. I'm going to give it to Savarese based on the uppercuts that I thought he caught him with. The judges will remember this round, Dave, because if it's close in the judging, there might be a little controversy in terms of this 6th round. I'm giving it to Savarese.
That has the earmarks of a split round on the cards when we look back.
Let's go now. You got to pick it up for me, okay? You're starting every time you throw the right hand.
And Savarese came out with more purpose in round 6, and that helped. Sweet uppercut there, and then the good chopping right hand. But Holyfield's right back on him and continuing the good pace. Savarese squares here, gets the uppercut again against an advancing Holyfield, and this is where he's able to square himself, plant his feet, and that's the conditioning and stamina. That time, Lou Savarese had it.
Well, after being down in the 4th round was Lou Savarese, and there was plenty of time. As I recall, it was only about a minute, maybe 22 seconds in when he went down, and there was loads of time for Evander to finish him off. I never thought that Lou would be able to survive the 4th round. He came back, got in the fight again in the 5th, and I thought he may have eked out the 6th round. I've got it a three-round, 3-point fight so far for Evander Holyfield. 7, 8, 9, and 10 to go. This is round 7, Haskins Center, El Paso, Texas. Dave Bontempo working with me. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan. Your principals, Evander Holyfield, 4-time world heavyweight champ, undisputed cruiserweight champ. Going to work at Savarese. He clicks Savarese with a pretty good right hand, then ties him up on the inside. Lou's got to throw more uppercuts, got to throw more right hands. Evander fighting the perfect fight, David.
He really has done a nice job on the inside. And you know what? You don't see cheap and useless punches from Holyfield. Everything is the max that he can deliver. And that's why eventually his punches catch up with guys. They're just enough on them. He puts them together with the speed, and he gets it in there. He doesn't have any throwaway punches. There's a lot on them.
When you take a look at the top 10 heavyweights, Shannon Briggs, Nikolai Valuev, Sergey Liakovich, Layman Brewster, Johnny Ruiz, all in Ring Magazine's top 10. There's a few guys there I see Evander could really compete with.
Yes.
I don't want to see Ruiz Holyfield again, but I wouldn't mind seeing him against any of those other guys to bring himself into the top 10 if he doesn't get a title shot based on this. Should he win? He hasn't won this one yet. A big crack by Savarese. Evander gobbles it up and comes right back. See that little elbow, little flip with the elbow by Evander to set him up. Oh, nice. I mean, he really was biting down in his mouth guard that time to throw with all he can. That's what you call sitting down on punches. Bend your leg, grit your teeth, and let it fly. Right.
And the fact is, you're watching a guy who came up from another division and did well as a puncher throughout his career. Savarese is the bigger man, and he's trying to prove it here.
He won't back up. He won't give ground to Evander Holyfield. Tell you, I'm enjoying this fight. I hope wherever you're watching around the world or across the United States, wherever you are, you gotta like it. What can you say? I'm not hyping this fight.
This is going to come down to the volume of Holyfield versus the big shots that Savarese has been able to get in if this trend continues for 4 more rounds.
Remember, as Michael Moore found out, you can cruise along in a heavyweight fight so long, and when you get a big guy like a Savarese, or in the case of his lost championship, George Foreman, anything can happen. That's why I love the heavyweight division. With 16 seconds to go, this is another close round, Dave.
Yeah, Savarese has managed to get into the fight, but he takes 2 more there, and Holyfield may have taken it away right here.
Well, there's a round that was dead even, and then there were 3 big shots at the end by Holyfield. And in the close round, when you see that in the last few seconds, I give that round to Evander Holyfield.
I need more right hands, man. Pay attention.
How have you got it scored, Dave?
3 points before the knockdowns, or 4 points
This guy
for
cannot fight going back.
Evander Holyfield
the
here.
jab is backing him up all day long.
And that's pretty much the way I have it, too.
Right hand, and we're getting out of here. Okay?
Now, it's always good to come on late. 2 jabs, nice strong right hand coming through by Holyfield. And another good right hand and a left hook here on Lou Savarese. And that's a nice 6-punch exchange in a round that was in doubt. You'll leave this impression on the judges. Many times you walk around, you come out with the 10.
How many rounds did Ray Leonard win like that, Muhammad Ali? Well,
This is where you come in.
3 rounds of this fight. It's scheduled for 10. I was surprised that Luke could get out of 4, but that's his conditioning. That's his heart. And the altitude of El Paso, almost a mile high. This is round 8. Evander to the left of your screen. Lou to the right of your screen. Savarese and Holyfield. I'll tell you this, Savarese has got to throw some right hands. He's been making a living and surviving on uppercuts. Throw more of them, Lou. Evander, just keep doing what you're doing. Box and move. Slip the big punches. Load up your right hand. Wow, with the left hand goes Evander Holyfield. Lou just outside that. By the way, Dave, we found out we've known Evander for years and Lou for quite a few years. 2 of the nicest guys in all of athletics, not just boxing.
Yeah, and they take the opposite track. Naturally, they go in there, but outside, they're good guys, and that's one reason they've had longevity, an ability to relate and be in shape and win some big fights. And here is Savarese, got himself into the fight in round 6 and round 7, but he's got to step on that gas pedal because he dug the early hole, and the knockdown in round 4 compounded that.
And he's got to pick up the pace because he's been